Hey, all you recovering emo kids, Amanda and Rob here at the Emo Kids Anonymous podcast. And on today's episode, we are very excited, thrilled. There are no words to describe the fact that we got to interview Ryland from the band Origami Angel. This band has been on one of our bucket list, a band that's influenced a lot of the bands that we have interviewed here on the pod. Ryland is just an absolute gem of a human being, very introspective and thoughtful, knows his shit about
Sweetheart,
music. Huh? Yes, dare I say, slightly attractive.
Gorgeous man.
Gorgeous
man.
And you know, it was such an honor to get to talk to him about Gami and the direction they're heading. And I know that Rob was very, very stoked because he is just like an uber
I'm
fan.
so deep on the Origami Angel. That Summer City record. Truly one of the most special albums I've ever heard. I think I declared it recently the greatest emo album of the 20s, and I stand by that statement. Somewhere City by Origami Angel, the greatest emo album of the 20s, and you could argue that Gami Gang is one of the top 5, top 3 albums of the 20s. This band, as a two-piece, unreal what they do. Unreal the influence, the sphere of influence they have, to where almost every band we've had on this show has mentioned this band. I randomly on a whim last week decided to fucking tweet at them to talk a little shit, thinking maybe it was worth a shot. I said, hey, you know, I ran my mouth, and magically, I expected it to take a couple weeks. Maybe we could somehow lure them on or get a thanks, but no thanks. And within a matter of, I think it was 15 minutes, Ryland got back to me and said, let's do it. Slid in our DMs, said, let's cook. We scheduled this for the next week. Bing, bang, boom. Shout out Ryland. Shout out Origami Angel in general, a band that is so fucking special to me and is maybe the greatest, if not the greatest, at the very least, one of the greatest emo bands of the last 10 years.
Agreed.
And we got them on our fucking show, Amanda. Good job. I'm proud of you.
I'm proud of you, Rob.
What
Trolling
the fuck?
works sometimes.
Trolling works sometimes. Sometimes a little harassment, a little bullying, a little doxing. It does wonders. Okay. So I don't know. I guess we already told people to follow us and like us and all that kind of stuff, right? We already did that. Okay.
No.
So do us a favor. No, we didn't.
You didn't, but it's fine.
Click the button. You already know.
Like
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Origami motherfucking angel. Gami gang or don't bang. Amanda has an important question for you.
What's that?
Wait, hold on. He's not up here. I got my thing yet. Hey, Ryland.
Y'all got me?
We do. You're good.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah. Do you want me to ask my important question?
Oh, yeah. Important question.
Ryland, has anyone ever told you that you slightly resemble the very attractive lead singer of Incubus, Brandon Boyd?
No one's ever said that before, but that's cool. I might be related to him. Boyd is a family name. That's my middle name.
You might be.
I'm just playing. I'm going to be honest. It's probably not true, but the Boyds is a side of my family. So
beautiful.
There's a shot in the dark, you know?
We'll take it.
I have to look up his lineage. 23.
Yeah, we have to 23andMe that shit. Yeah, we'll find out exactly how that is.
No, I'm not giving them my data.
No, do not do that. You don't know what they're going to use it for these days. Yeah, I wouldn't trust it. But Ryland, thanks for joining us. We are so happy to have you here. We are massive Origami Angel fans, Gami Gang for life. We could not be like, we are just so pleased. And Back to Life, your new single, has been in my head constantly. I cannot even get over it. I love that song so much. Anyway,
are we doing that part right now, or are we just kind of glazed?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
I can't help it.
Let's get out of the way. Let's get out of the way. Ryland, let me tell you. For some reason, I grew up in Alberta, Canada, and there was a guy in my hometown that was like a solo artist that goes by the name Origami Army. So I never listened to Origami Angel because I don't really care for this Origami Army guy. So I assumed y'all are one and the same. Randomly, about literally right when we started this show, right like that same week, I was having a bad time and I stumbled on Somewhere City. Damn. And it was like, you know, when you find a TV show, like it's like discovering The Sopranos, you know what I mean? Like, it's done and you get to like binge watch it. It was like I spent like days and days where all I listened to were Somewhere City, and then
That's
I made
awesome.
it to Gami, and it's like, and then you go, but it's like, oh, I get to like binge
so
it.
cool.
It's not like finding a new artist. It's like, oh, this is cool. Then you're waiting for each new release. It's like, oh my God, what the fuck is this? Like, I can't believe nobody told me, but legitimately one of our favorite bands collectively.
Damn, thank you so much.
Thank you for joining us. I'm happy.
I know that feeling, man. I know that feeling where you like find an artist and there's so much that's already been out and you get to just become like it's like a whole world comes to you at once instead of just instead of an album or a single or a track. It's a really good feeling. So I'm happy that we could be part of that journey.
What was your Origami Angel then? What was your band you found after that point?
Man, there's a lot actually. I mean, so much music that I listen to has been around forever. Honestly, weirdly, like Weezer is one because I put off Weezer for a long part of my life.
A lot of people do.
I was in this way where I was like, the Blue album felt too classic to the people who already like were listening to it growing up. I just wasn't. I was listening to shit that my parents would listen to and stuff that like my other family members would listen to, and I was already on weirder shit by then, so it felt like too classic. I liked Pinkerton in high school. I was like, this is badass, but nothing ever clicked with me. But then like, I don't know, 4 or 5 or 6 years ago, I put on White one day, and like that's kind of where I went backwards with them.
That's the best late career Weezer album.
It's so sick. I love that one. I like the one right before it. Porter Robinson is another artist like that for me, where it's like I got into I liked songs off his second record, and I had listened to his dubstep shit, like his like really like complextro EDM stuff before he put out his first record, like on SoundCloud and stuff.
Yeah.
But it was never like a part of my life. But when he released his most recent record, it made me revisit his second record as well, and I was like, damn, this is just a 1 out of 1 artist right here. Just like, you know, like one of a kind. And so it's just so fun to like get into a whole world instead of one record. You know, you do that stuff. It's a great feeling. It's rarer these days for me, but I love it when that happens.
Yeah, that's a beautiful thing. Yeah, I love finding new artists or older artists or artists that have been around and getting a chance to just dive in. It's like when you find a good book, like series by an author who's already had like 10 books out, and you just get to
they completed it, you know?
Yes, like I get to read the whole thing. This is fantastic.
That's good.
I know, I love it. So Origami Angel, you guys are out of DC, right? That's your origin story.
Yeah, just we've always been from just outside of DC, PG County, Maryland, and that only means something to people that are from Maryland.
We have some friends
because I would go to anywhere else. I'm like, hey, I'm from Maryland. Oh, you're from Baltimore. Are you from? I'm like, no, I'm not. I live fucking 5 minutes from the DC line. So I've always been, you know, that's what we said just for, you know, the nomenclature, just for that is truly like the cultural city that we share.
Yeah.
But yeah, so based out of DC. Just planted our roots there. I planted my roots there. I'm still in DC. Pat currently lives in Philly. Pat's our drummer.
Hey, shout out Philly. Sorry.
Philadelphia, another really important city to me, second hometown. All my family's from Philly, so
it's
like
a rough city to me, Ryland. I have a lot. I know me and Philly don't get along.
That makes me so happy. Fine. That's where I went to college, Temple University.
Oh, where'd you go?
Temple University.
Nice.
Yes, yeah. Oh my gosh, I love Philly. Lived there for quite some time. So
that's awesome. Yeah, my parents are both Philly. They met at Drexel and moved to DC, and then
the Drexel Dragons. Yep. Oh, I love it.
Go Drexel.
Yeah.
This is some true East Coast shit here. So one of the DC ties here, we're reaching over more to Maryland, but one of our very first interviews we ever did on this show, like 6 months ago, was Combat. Stay Golden to me. Stay Golden is the best record of the 2020s.
I would say I have stake in this. I have stake in it.
So I was gonna say it's a tough spot for you because you got literal points in this. Yeah,
you do.
Yeah, I have literal points. And I would say what's really funny is you mentioned Combat, and Holden just texted me. I just saw it come on my stuff. So that's cool. I'll see what he's on to later. But yeah, Combat, man, what a phenomenal band. I'm lucky enough to call those kids my friends, my little brothers. Some of them.
I was gonna say, because they're to me, they're like literal chill. I feel so weird. It was like a thing where it's like, I feel like Holden and I, we get along. You know, we love having it on the show. But it's like I can't really be too friendly with them. I'm a 36-year-old man. This is a 21-year-old kid. Like I'm gonna end up on Dateline. But like, how did you find these fucking guys? Was that Charm City Collective? What was the deal here?
Yeah. No, Charm City.
Was that before that? Okay, yeah.
Charm City might have been done before Holden could form sentences.
Damn. Okay. Yeah. No, we brought that up to him because his dad started it, right?
Yeah,
He
his
went and
dad
grabbed
ran
like the
it, and
flag. It was like a family
yes,
pride
that's
thing to
way
him. Yeah.
back. That's way
Yeah.
back, man.
Okay.
That's before my time. That probably ended
Okay.
when I was 13 years old or 14.
Wow.
I
Shit.
knew of
Okay.
it.
Okay.
I knew of it. I never got to see a show there, I don't think.
Okay. Shit.
But yeah. So how did I find those kids? So like they're just a local band in my area.
Yeah.
I'm still very very tapped in with like my local community. That hasn't and will never really change. Like so much of what's important to me is just like the bands in DC, the venues in DC, the spaces. We have a really nice community, and that extends to Baltimore as well, extends to Richmond, Virginia. Just the whole DMV scene is so important to me. So I saw my friends had been posting about this band. I was like, I'll give them a shot. I'll try them out. I listened to Text when it just came out, and I was like, this is phenomenal. I saw them, introduced myself to Holden. I was like, dude, like, I really like your band. He's like, I really like yours. And I was like, that's what's up, man. Like, we just became friends after that. It's like,
I
okay,
love that.
let's go. A couple months passed. He sent me some demos for Stay Golden. And he's like, yo, you want to produce this record? And I was like, I want nothing more in this life to produce
All I
this
want
record.
to do is produce this record.
From the moment I saw them the first time, I was like, I'd love to produce that band. Like, I love to work with them in any way possible, just because there's so much energy in the live show. There's so much spirit. I can see there's so much of what I loved about music at that age in my life. I think he was probably 19 or 20 at that time, and there's so much that I was like, it feels like watching like a younger alternate timeline version of myself, and it was like, all right, I got to get into this.
Yeah.
In some way. And then he was the one who reached out. I was like, dude, let's make it happen. We made it happen. One thing led to another. It's Stay Golden. Seems like people like the record. I think that band is prolific. I think that band is next level and so important. And yeah, I can't say enough good stuff about Combat. I love Combat so much.
Yeah, we're big
It
fans.
does feel like one of the best records and across like DIY emo shit like that. Like it is so beloved, and is that's an album cover. I would see the cover for like 6 months before I finally went and listened to it, because I would just see people jerking this shit off, just like, this record's so good, yeah. And I finally listened to it, and I'm like, God damn it. And honestly, that's one of the, I feel like at the time we interviewed Holden, like by that point I hadn't really even dove into Gami yet, like kind of thing. It was like,
I think that's kind of what helped, like us start to really get into
it. Like, this guy says this band's so good, let me check it out. Like I'd seen your name obviously a ton over the last 6-7 years, but like, okay, this Holden guy likes it. I went and listened. It was like, Jesus Christ, like, fuck.
You're like, oh, I understand now.
Sorry.
I understand.
I'm sorry. Yeah, Holden. Yeah, you got one extra listener on your Spotify or Apple monthly listeners.
Thanks,
I'm sure
buddy.
that adds up. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah,
appreciate it.
So, Ryland, what's it been like? So you're producing, but you're also, what's different for you when you're in the studio when you're producing someone else's record versus when you're working on your own with Pat? What is your mindset to have to change? Like, what's different for you, or is nothing different?
Yeah, there's some stuff's different, some stuff's the same, right? I guess the main thing that I tried to do, it makes it different and the same. This is kind of like really a heady type of thing that I'm about to say, but like, I really try to imagine, put myself in the songwriter's shoes, put myself in that band's shoes, and treat their vision of that song the same way that I would want mine to be. So in that way, it's the same, but it's in different faces, kind of. We're lucky now that like the last 15 songs we put out, we've gotten to do with external like production help from who I consider greatest producer in rock music, Will Yip. And I mean, just the track record speaks for itself. That's another rabbit hole I'll go down with Will. Eventually we'll talk about it, but Will's so important, man. Just, and to me, to so many people, but such an important force. But that's helped a lot too, because like I see, that's a mountain to look up to, and of a person and a producer, but you can take little things that fall off and say, okay, I'm going to use that. And it's the mentality is really just trying to put myself into the songwriter's shoes, and that can sometimes be both ways, where it's like you got to know when to pull, when to push. And so with a person like Holden, where the first thing we did was Stay Gold, this monumental record, it's massive. There's 2 songs on it that are over 8 minutes long and they tie together. There's also these other really short songs, and you got to know when to push and when to pull. And there are times where he wanted to change a chorus of the song. I won't even say what it was. And it happens 3 times in the track. That narrows it down. The second one was like, we're going to do something different. He was like, I'm so unsure about it. And I had to just have a moment where it's like, listen, bro, like, I love you. I love your music. And like, I'm going to ride with you till the wheels fall off. But if it was me, I'd be doing the first one. Like, and I'd be remiss to not mention that. I think that if we just do the first one, redo a couple takes of it, but have that as the second one, and more powerful behind it, because we already changed so much of the music behind it that it's doing service to the song. It's like, and if you say that's terrible, fine, fuck me, I'll go, and I will not be hurt by all. But just to be able to be that voice to say, I can kind of see from this outside perspective where you were originally with that track to where we got it now, and just trying to be the tether between those two things, when sometimes the artist can be blinded by the attachment to it. You know, that's the role, right? I'm trying to be the disattached but also still attached version.
Yeah.
I'm that last 10% when I'm in that role. Whereas when I'm in Ryland and Gami mode, I'm the first 90 or first 70. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's a completely different percentage. So it's always a balance, and it helps both facets, I think, where I think that I've gotten the chance to make some really, really great records on both sides of that because of doing both of those jobs. To say, I know as the artist, when Will is telling me, or when someone else is telling me, or when honestly, like when anybody's telling me maybe this is the thing, I'll say, you could be right. You know, like that I'm totally down to hear it, and just making that open-minded mindset. You can't really get into that from either side is without that trust and communication. And that's another thing I'd always try, is like to make sure everybody knows, like, I will never put you in a position that I don't think you can succeed in. I'll never ask you to do something I don't think you can to do. And anything I suggest is just to serve the song. And that's really, I think, where it all comes together, and where someone like me and Holden, or like me and a couple of these metalcore bands that I've tracked, where we could come together, where it's like, I'm not a metalcore band, but I love serving music and I love that music. You know what I'm saying? And we can serve those songs together, and we figure it out. And once it really starts to get us, it's just like breathing. It's just music. We figure this shit out. I'm never worried about it. But there's definitely a different mindset, slightly, but it's like two sides of the same coin.
Yeah.
Who are some of these metalcore bands?
I'm curious about that. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I'm not a metalcore guy, so I'm curious now. Yeah.
Yeah, so my homie is in this band Bali Song from Northern Virginia I tracked, and this most recent one from Baltimore is band Denuma that I really, really like. Some cool guys, just some stuff that we got to do at my house. Actually, we tracked both of those EPs. Just very fun. But yeah, anything is just going to be about serving the music, and that's a lesson that has been passed down to me by some of the greats, and I continue to try to put that spirit out there into everything that I work on, Gami side or not Gami side.
Beautiful. Let me ask you guys a question. Let me ask you a question real quick here.
Sure.
The Chief Keef fucking the little interlude we got there into the drop there. What led to that? Can we get a official Gami statement on the impact and the influence of Chief Keef? Because just today we released an episode and a full, I did, like, Rolling Stone did the 250 songs of the last 21st century. I did mine, and Love Sosa is in there and stuff like that. And it's like, Chief, like, what is the Gami gang attachment to Chief Keef here? Was that an ironic thing? Was that just
not ironic at all? I think I don't think you can tell the story of popular music without Chief Keef in the era of 2011 to 2013. You know, I think for whether that's just its cultural impact and just kind of like to embody a city sound, like of Chicago drill at that time. But on top of that, like, whether people take it ironically or not ironically, it's still culture. You know what I'm saying? Like, like Love Sosa is culture. The intro to that track is culture. And whether or not someone takes that in a positive or negative way, I think it's like all things that we make jokes about are because they are impactful, right? Like they have lasting impact, right? Like, it's the same shit with like fucking Blink 182. Like, and there's a lot of people that are like, this is ironically goated, and there's a lot of people that are like, this is actually goated. You know, like, there's so much nuance in there, but at the end of the day, Chief Keef obviously culturally super relevant force in that time period. To circle back to why it appears in the Hard Step remix version of Dr. Whom that we did at Warped Tour, we had been talking a lot about like what we're gonna do at Warped Tour. Like, I'm gonna call myself out on being fake right here. I'm a real ass emo head, like real emo music. I'm a fake ass Warped Tour head. I never went to one. I never was like, when I was at that stage of my life when I could have been going to it, I was like, I don't like that. I like scrams. I'm on scrams in a basement, or I want to, you know what I'm saying? I like I like real emo shit that's not on Warped Tour. Fuck that. So I'm a fake ass Warped Tour head, but I do know, again, we're talking about culture. You can't tell the culture of this music without Warped Tour, you know? And there were so many bands doing that. Out there, a nameless band, a nameless remix of their song, because I have not going to comment on that at all. But there was a band that did a very famous a rap bit into one of their drops, and we were like, we kind of want to do our version of that. We kind of want to do it in a way or some shit that we think is awesome.
Yeah.
And we were talking about this when we were in the UK, and there was this is also a time that I was like making a bunch of laptop music, this bunch of computer music. And I was in the van in the UK. We have so much time in between these drives in the UK. It's so small. It's like a whole country the size of Florida. So like you get around. I'm in a laptop, just like, or if headphones on, I'm like, I'm just gonna see what it would be like if I made like this harder, like almost like COD montage dubstep thing, like, and just put the Love Sosa on top of it. And it felt like hard. And I was like, we're gonna do it just for the bit. And we only ever did the Love Sosa one at Warped Tour, and we did our Reading and Leeds. I want to give the fellows across the pond a chance to see if they understood the cultural impact of Chief Keef. But it definitely hit harder at Warped Tour.
I was gonna say, I'm not sure. Do the England Knights, do they realize the effect of Chief Keef, Chicago drill? Like, is that?
I think that they are culturally aware. They know what that is. And Travis Scott headlined the festival the day before. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
It's they're not stuck in the system.
No, I feel like
even if their buildings
they're
are
aware of Chief Keef,
yeah, there's definitely some relevance there.
Wow, that's cool. That's cool. I know you talked to our friend, I think Matt Batiste, about that as well. When you guys played the DC Warped and I saw that, I was just like, Chief Keef, okay, fucking sick. Gami did it, okay.
Got her love.
Beautiful, beautiful. So what's the like real origin story of the band here with you and Pat? I mean, what I mean, obviously I'm guessing you're writing songs, you're like, we're gonna make a band, this and that. Well, maybe we'll find a bass player, we'll find another guitar player, and eventually it comes down to we're a two-piece here. What's kind of the origin that leads into the Origami Angel of today?
Never had a thought about another person being in this band.
Hell yeah.
So the real origin, is we were part of a different band in high school. It was two of my really, really good friends that I was in high school with. And we had a rotating cast of drummers, like many young bands do.
Yep.
No one really wanted to do it. No one wanted to play drums. No one wanted to bring drums to a show. I was booking shows at the time at this local art space, not like a Charm City, very small. Like maybe we did one thing a month. But there was one time we had a band drop, and then my friend, our bass player, was like, oh, I have another dude who could play. They brought up this band. They were playing covers and stuff, a couple original tracks. And the drummer was Pat, and he was crushing it. I was like, damn, this is awesome. This dude is like a year older than us. We're like, oh shit, he's got a car. Like this is awesome.
He's got a car.
Yeah, like we were walking our instruments and amps from Jacob's house to fucking play. Like it was his mom's car and shit, like Jacob's mom's car, and we're like, if we ever had it, we're just like, oh, we're taking the bus, you know what I'm saying? Like we literally had zero motion. But so we're like, okay, we have a show booked on Wednesday. There's no drummer. This is a Friday night. We're like, yo, come to my parents' basement, learn the tracks on Sunday, maybe Tuesday. We had to move it to the day before the show, play the show on Wednesday, pull up. We did it. He played it. It was awesome. It was like, damn, that was a 4-piece band.
Wow.
One thing comes to another. High school ends, kind of part ways and stuff. We have like a last practice. I was telling Pat, I was like, like I kind of want to keep playing music with you. I want to keep making music. I have like a lot of songs I've written. But at the time I was obsessed, and it's a pun, and I still am obsessed. It's one of my favorite bands of all time. But I was obsessed with the Obsessives, which was at the time a 2-piece emo band outside of DC who had moved to Philly. But
wow.
Yeah.
What do you know?
Yeah, so I love them so much. There's so much like an impact, and like when I was really becoming this like emo obsessed music kid, they were there in like 2014, 2015, just kind of getting some motion in DC. And yeah, I fell in love with that band and loved that music. I wanted nothing more to be in my own 2-piece. And there was something so enamoring to me. I've always been so obsessed with the technical side of music, the electronic side. We're talking about production, but just like in terms of like gear and stuff too. I've been so obsessed with it my whole life. And I remember like one of my cousins had a guitar amp, and I remember one of my earliest memories being like 3 or 4 and like burning the shit out of my hand on the tubes because I was trying to take it out because I was like, you know, it's
Yeah.
something about that fascinating me. That's like, okay, we can analog electricity and turn it into noise, you know? Something that is so endearing to me about creating your own setup that could make one guitarist sound massive. And
That's
it was so I just wanted to be that guy. I want to be in the basement with this huge guitar rig. My friend Hernan in high school put me onto one of these little pieces that would help me with that. And I was like, yeah, I want to start this band. And I was like, fuck yeah, let's do it. So we did
I
it.
love it.
And yeah, we
one
never
of the
had to stop.
tricks here. One of
I'm
the
not
tricks
gonna
here,
get
'cause
into all that, man.
yeah,
That's
a lot of people online, they accuse the Gami gang of, they say you have 3, 4, 5 guitarists behind the stage there, they're playing.
it sure
They're like, this
sounds like
doesn't
it.
make sense. Yeah, it sounds like it. There's no way
Sure
2 guys
sounds
are
like it.
making this whole sound. You have a full band
Yeah.
behind the stage there. There's tracks, there's a MacBook, Pat's just
Yeah.
fucking hitting a button. These are the big accusations out there
I'll be
online that
fully
I'm
transparent, and we do have track element in our performance, but there's no track bass, there's no track vocal, no track drums, no track guitar. Like
Yeah.
insane.
everything you
It's
hear,
crazy.
everything you see that's happening on stage is coming from my instrument and
Jesus.
Pat's instrument and my vocals. And so it's interesting, like we use track element, but like the more that we have
So
gone to
what
it,
are we using? Yeah.
the less that we actually even use at all. We have like a playback rig that's mostly, I'd say the most important thing that is doing in the set is actually feeding real time MIDI notes to a vocoder so that I can do vocoder parts instead of having tracked harmonies because I
Mhm.
think it feels a lot more authentic to the vocal performance when it's actually
Yes.
going off of what I'm seeing.
Okay.
There's so
So as opposed to as opposed to just playing tracked vocal harmonies, it's
yeah,
the vocoder is basically running thirds and fifths and shit off your voice.
yeah, it's like you can program what vocal harmony I would want in that
Okay,
part and make a
sick.
chord if I wanted to. And there's actual vocoder parts in our most recent record, so it does that as
Yeah,
well.
that
But yeah,
Yeah.
that was something to me that once I was looking into it for the most recent record, and then once I got super into it and figured out how to integrate it with our setup, I was like, I just want this to be how we do any harmony, just because it
Yeah.
feels a lot more authentic. It sounds cool. It's a very unique thing. We have so everything is lined up, but it's mostly for the massive amounts of equipment that I have to be able to be switched on a dime so that I'm not stepping on 20 different pedals at one
Yeah.
time.
That makes sense. Yeah.
There's like some impact sounds like 808s on a bass drop, but that's some stuff. When I am singing something and there's a background vocal that we feel is important to the song, which only happens 2 times out of basically the 25 songs that we'll play in a headliner set, we have a vocal track for that. There's keys stuff, some pad stuff, but nothing that you would see on stage is represented in any track whatsoever. Just because like that's I one thing when we switched over that we want to be very careful for was like if we do this, we don't want it to be something that we're relying on. We want this to be
Yeah.
an extension of what Origami Angel is, but not a replacement, you know? And
Yeah.
so it has made our performance a lot better in terms of like I can do more with my sound now. Like the sound that I was running when I was on pedals had 6 outputs. We are running 17 channels of
Jeez.
guitar and
That's
bass output
insane.
from one instrument right now. And it's because of that. So that's when I say to enhance, it's like, yeah, we're enhancing what's already happening on stage
Yeah.
and we're not
Yeah.
falling back on like you can still see and like if I have a gear mishap, our show is still fucked up. Like we
Yeah.
can't just like press a MacBook and it's like it still sounds like us. It will never
No,
sound
no,
like us.
no,
There's
Yeah.
nothing to fall back on, which is part of the fun and that's part of why live music is awesome. But
Exactly.
yeah, I've always wanted to keep the feel what's happening on the stage, you know? And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so it's funny because I think we finally got our rig to a point where the bass sound that is coming from my guitar sounds so much like a bass that I think there are probably more people that assume that we're using a bass track than don't, which is funny because like
That's
I never
sick.
thought it'd get to that point. You know, most of the time it was just a means to an end in a basement and it was
Yeah.
cool when I cranked my shit up, but like we've dialed it in over the last 8 years now to a point where I think it's a great representation and that we are getting damn close to an album sound with just fucking 2 people. And
Fantastic.
that's always been the goal. You know,
Yeah.
we're punching upwards, and I know that it's like we're putting self-imposed rules on this band, but that's why I do the damn thing. You know.
That's right. I mean, what were the challenges that you had to overcome when you first started just you and Pat together as a band? Like just the two of you. You used to be in a 4-piece, you're used to being in a 4-piece. Now it's just
Yeah.
two of you. So what were some of the challenges you had to overcome originally?
personally, going from one guitarist with 1 amp to one guitarist with 3 amps and no one else to load it in, that was pretty hard.
No one else to load it in.
It's a tremendous amount more work for me, honestly, just because I'm like all the harmony stuff, and there's a tremendous amount more work for him too, because like he's the one bringing all the drums. No one is. The workload is about doubled on average for both of us, and I would say at times probably quadrupled or quintupled for myself in certain situations. So the workload is definitely was crazy early on, but luckily now we have a great team of people that make it really easy to do any of this stuff. Some other challenges, like the rig itself is like a labor of love. It's something that was always changing, something that I could never tie down until very recently to say like it's in its final state. But like that has been a constant state of evolution for me and something I'm always thinking about. So it's kind of always this background noise to the show is like, okay, what am I going to do? How am I going to upgrade this? What else do I need to do? What do I need to be looking into? I never thought that, there's a lot of stuff I never thought that I'd have to look into, but that's the fun of it. It's like I said, it's like, it's very, a technical project for me. It's not just fully artistic. I get to almost be, I guess like the words Wagnerian, Richard Wagner's not a great guy.
No, Wagner's not. It's fine.
The Wagner comparison is tough. I get you.
But like I get to almost have that, which I think is kind of dope. Like to just be like, okay, well, I'm gonna program everything. I built our own light show. Like that type of stuff is so fun to me, and like just getting to kind of wear a bunch of different shoes, a bunch of different hats. And it's made me, I think, able to, if we full circle, go into be a different role when I'm recording with Combat or recording with, some hardcore band or recording with my friend Drew's band. Like I can be a different role for all this stuff because of how many different roles I've had to wear just in this band. And it's a challenge, but it's a challenge I've willingly took on and I love to take on.
It sounds like you're scratching a lot of itches that you've had over the years just by being in this band. Like you're getting a lot of things you've never gotten to do. Yeah, that is incredible. I love that. Yeah.
It's dope. It's fun.
That is very, very cool. Yeah, we had some people asking if you ever did audition anyone for additional band members and things like that. We've had that. I think that question came up on Twitter.
Yeah.
So,
someone sent that in.
Yeah, no, we never did. That's no. I think like if there's something to take from it, it is not to start a 2-piece band. Like I think what the real thing to take from it is that you should trust your vision and you should trust your gut, because there's nothing I wanted more to do this, and it's become my life. It's something I've poured everything of myself into.
Yeah.
And it started because I wanted to be true to that. I want to continue to be true to that. And everything that we've done we always ask the questions like, are we being true to where we started this? And, to this day, I can say the answer is yes. And I hold my hat on that sincerity and the music and the tech stuff. And if I'm not telling anybody to start a 2-piece, if they don't want to, it's a lot of work. People got other shit going on. Everyone has their own path, but if you want to do it, you don't need to audition anybody you don't want to. If you want to, audition fucking 10 people if you want to. You know what I'm saying? Like, become whatever you want to become. Just trust that vision.
Yeah. So to kind of, end on the talking about the 2-piece band, big question. So there's 2 of you. How do you solve an argument when there's equal amounts on either side? Is this a rock, paper, scissors situation?
50-50, there's no third person.
How are we solving our arguments?
We don't really have many arguments.
Good. Disagreements.
Yeah. Disagreements. Luckily now we have a team of 2 managers, which I think balances very nicely as well. So we have 4. It's kind of that's our 4-piece dynamic there. But
that's a good number.
There was a moment where probably the realest shit that Pat has ever said was like he was disagreeing with me on something, but he was like, but I do trust you that if you think it's right, that it'll be right, and that we'll get it right. And he said a similar thing about one of our managers before she was even our manager. And that's our homie Jamie Coletta he was talking about, who still manages us to this day. And it was like, yeah, okay, true. So there hasn't been much arguments about shit that like actually matters.
Yeah.
We argue about like, football. Like,
What are the football arguments?
I'm sorry about Lamar Jackson. It's been a couple rough weeks for you. I'm
not
guessing,
a Ravens fan, man.
Redskins? Redacted's fan?
I'm not a Commanders fan. My parents are from Philadelphia. I think you can
Eagles.
figure it out.
Oh, you're Eagles fan. You're Eagles fan. Okay.
My parents are
Deplorable
from Philly.
fan base. deplorable fan base, deplorable people, but I respect that fan base so much. I respect the Eagles. Yeah. Just, yeah.
It's all good. I'm a real one too, bro. I'm not no bandwagoner. I've been here.
No. We're playing the Eagles on like, I think it's Sunday night or Monday night in a couple weeks. I'm legit dreading it because I'm like, I don't like the Eagles. Like they're serious. They're hard. I can't run my mouth. I'm a Charger fan.
Okay. This isn't the year. The Eagles aren't as scary as they've been in the past, man. But like, we're still all right. But yeah, I mean, we don't even argue that much about football, honestly. We kind of have similar takes. Maybe basketball. I don't know, but we don't.
Is Pat's an Eagle fan as well?
No, he's a Broncos fan, actually.
Oh, Broncos.
A Denver Broncos fan.
Yeah,
interesting.
Okay.
I could tell his story for him, but I won't.
Yeah.
I'm so curious about that.
Have to come on here and defend that choice. Yeah.
It's like when I see
he saw
someone.
Super Bowl in his lifetime.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Better than I have. Yeah, better than I have. Yeah, I've never seen shit.
That's just confusing when I see a Dallas Cowboys fan. Like there's a guy in my class growing up, and I'm from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, originally.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So shout out HBG. And
PA. I used to go to school in New York.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah, for a little bit.
Yeah, York's a good place. My friend Allison from college was from there. A lot of people end up being from the Central PA. But one of the guys in my class was a Dallas Cowboys fan, and I never understood it. I'm like, we live in Pennsylvania. Why are you a Dallas Cowboys fan? Why are you rocking that? America's team.
It should be against the law, but
it should be. But
unfortunately.
I never understood.
Let me ask you a very serious musical question here. So you mentioned Doctor Who earlier.
Sure.
One of the greatest opening lines in music history, obviously. You know what I mean? In general, across all, maybe not even musical history, but just literary history. You know, oh my God, it feels how I used to feel watching Danny Phantom eating Happy Meals.
Yes, I love
most embarrassed I've ever been about writing anything.
Really?
So as a fully refined adult man now with taste and class, you got about $5 to $10. You're at a fast food restaurant. You're not ordering a Happy Meal anymore, I'm sure. What is your go-to you're like, that line was bullshit. I made that up.
I was talking about reminiscing when I was fucking 7, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? But
yeah,
that shit don't count.
But what's my go-to for?
It's your fast. Right yeah. You got a $10 per diem. Yeah.
Anywhere in the States?
Anywhere you fucking want to go. Yeah.
So hard.
It is.
I like the box combo at Cane's. If I got $10, you know, that ain't bad. It's consistent. Like it's not gonna.
It is.
Blow your socks off, but it's always gonna be like that. I love the double meat patty at the Whataburger. Whataburger's pretty damn good. Let me see. If it's summer, when it's in season, there's this thing that Burger King has called the cotton candy cloud. It's like a blue freeze, but it's like cotton candy flavored instead of raspberry. And they put like a melted vanilla ice cream on top. It's really fucking good. I would just get that 3 of those for $10. Like that's pretty good. That really sounded like an ad read, but
it did. Yeah.
It was a great ad read.
But
we'll clip it for Burger King.
Have it your way.
Yeah. When like we were doing, I was working on a record with a friend right when that was in season. And I was like, we're going to Burger King every day. I just hope you know that, bro. Like, whether or not we're getting a meal there or something, I'm getting a blue joint every single. It had a clutch on me. And I probably don't have that many more years of living like that. But we'll see.
Comes for us all eventually. I understand that. This is how often I go to Burger King. I didn't know that existed. So now I need to check it out. Yeah.
Slept on.
Shout out to the King, shout out to the Whopper. Yeah.
But let's speaking of, so let's kind of dive back into Will Yip. Obviously,
for sure.
Yeah, I definitely want to dive into that because he produced "Feeling Not Found," excellent record. He's a fantastic producer. Has produced some of the most like older bands from our scene and third wave, people from all different walks of life in terms of music. So what was it like getting to hook up with Will? How did that kind of happen in the first place? And talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so started through management.
Okay.
Which is like very suity for it to happen, but it comes from a less suity place, I think. Where our other manager alongside Jamie, who I mentioned earlier, Tim, is a Philly dude. He's managed Will for over 10 years. Okay. And there's this moment where I can't remember where I was, but I was maybe in real life with him, and he was like, he's like, we gotta get you with Will at some point, not maybe to, make a record, but he's just like, he was talking to me, he's like, you guys would gel. So like as friends and like as human beings, like,
You guys be
he's like,
pals, yeah.
yeah, he's like, you guys would be awesome. He's like, it feels like a different alternate timeline, like younger version of the same thing, where it's like just things that we'd say or something. But so it came to a time where I was struggling on a record, which ended up being Feeling Not Found. I didn't really have a way forward with it. I felt really like unhappy with where I was.
Wow.
Some like really traumatic shit, and then traumatic shit, and then traumatic shit that happened to me, and it's just like really like lost my faith in the ability to complete anything or really do anything at all.
I understand that.
And then Tim was like, "Listen, man, like if you would want to give it a shot doing this with Will, I think it's worth a shot." He's like, "Let's meet." We went to a Sixers game together. Me, Pat, Tim, Will. From the first moment, I was so like, and listen, like you heard me glaze Will earlier. I see he's the greatest producer in rock music. I'll stand by that. This is a dude who I basically loved his discography for as long as I can remember what a producer was. Like coming up, like Citizen, Title Fight, Turnover, Turnstile. I mean, this is like elite lore right here. My cousin drummed in a band that recorded with him in like 2009. And we didn't even figure that out until the first time that we met. And it was like, oh my God, my cousin has passed away, sadly. But like, and that was such a part of my musical journey. But at the time, it was like we had met that day. I was freaking out. I was walking down the studio. I was like, oh my God, this is like the coolest guy ever. I'm like, what if he thinks I'm lame? What if, whatever. The second he walks out the control room, says what's up, I'm like, oh my God, I felt like I've known this dude for 25 years. And I was 24 at the time. So like, yeah, met Will. I was blown away by just his energy. We went to the game. It was cool. We ended up being like, fuck yeah, let's do this record. And we did the record. We got, to really, really know each other. He helped us so much musically. And just even outside of the record itself, he's helped us in so many small ways that he has so much to give as a producer, as a person, as someone in this industry who is so well connected and so well respected. He gives it. He doesn't keep it. You know what I'm saying? Like he really rides very hard for the artists that he works with. He makes it so easy to make music, and just like I can't really express how important that was for us at that time. For me as an individual, just to have that to fall on and to just like know that, that's like my goat right there.
Yeah.
And when he was believing in me, it was like, all right, like, it was just special and emotional for me. So like, it's just a really important thing that happened to us in this middle part of our career. Yeah, Will's a fucking hero of mine, but even more important, he's my friend and a great friend. We talk every day about Philly sports, about everything. We went to both home games of the NLDS in 2023 when the Phillies played the Braves. We scheduled recording time around it to finish Feeling Not Found.
As a Padre fan, let me just say that Kyle Schwarber guy, pretty frustrating. Pretty fucking frustrating, yeah. God.
Yeah.
Would you say, like, as a two-piece, maybe like that role of producer is a little more important to your band than maybe a 4- or 5-piece, 3-piece band or the like?
I can't speak from the band perspective and a producer of the 3- or 4-piece, 5-piece, but I honestly think probably just because, like, when it's a record and I'm writing, every guitar part, most of the lyrics, and we're coming in with a good idea of like what the drums are gonna be. I'm also playing bass on the record. I'm doing all this other stuff. Like, definitely having that third voice, which is mathematically, it amplifies it. If you're at 100%, now you're at 150%. So you're literally adding a whole other half of what you already are. So it has that much more impact on everything. I think that's a fair statement. Yeah, and I think that could be another role, just like why that was so important for us at that time, and just like in the growth of this band, like. But yeah, what a phenomenal musical force that person is.
What are your main like guitar influences across the board? Because obviously you're filling out the sound of like fucking 5 guitars at times.
Yeah. There's some ones for sure. I gotta give props to Nick Barachny from the Obsessives, like we mentioned earlier. I got a lot of my early tunings from him, and that idea of filling it all out. But some of the goats, I mean, the filling it out thing, even without the idea of like me also filling out bass, but just of guitar, that's been like, this like emo revival was like filled with awesome bands that were 3 pieces or Two Pieces even, and they just do all this stuff. Like Two Nights is another one. Parky from Two Nights, what a great guitarist. They're so amazing. Joe Reinhardt from Algernon Cadwallader, who's a friend now, which is amazing to say. But Joe is like, he was so fucking talented at filling up all the space when they were a 3-piece. They were also a 4-piece at times, and he was so great at the space there too. But Joe Reinhardt, I took a lot from as well. Those two in the emo scene, I would say like those are my guys for sure. Aside from like that, like older stuff, like my dad was a really big fan of Yes, so like Steve Howe from Yes, like really influenced a lot of stuff that I liked. I think.
Didn't expect the Yes reference. Wow.
You know who else I took a lot of like chord structure stuff is David Bazan from Pedro the Lion.
Wow.
Nice.
Where like certain tunings and like they would do really cool stuff where they would change a couple strings for the chords that they play around in standard, but he filled out the sound a lot too. I thought that was really awesome, especially like first 2 records of that, and also like Control as well. I thought was like I really love just like how the guitar is structured in there, and I took a lot of forms from that and kind of applied it to my own stuff.
That's awesome. Along the lines of the guitar work, I know one of the questions off of Twitter we had is someone had asked guitar wise, what's the hardest Gami song to play live?
I know it too. It's like not even fucking close. At least out of the songs that we've like played in rotation for a long time.
Yes.
It's not even close. It's Where Blue Light Blooms off of our most recent record, Feeling Not Found. It's not even close, dude. It's
wow.
That song to play the arpeggio and sing it at the same time. And that's the whole back half with the like descending thing into this like crazy like legato, but also not legato solo thing that feels it's by far, and it's hard for me to play live. I think it would be a lot easier if I was sitting down. It was easier in the studio to play it when I also wasn't focused on the bass thing. When I also wasn't focused on, I gotta sing now, take breaths, do all this stuff.
Yeah.
But that song is a bastard to play live.
Gosh.
And I straight up don't. I don't think about like I can't be in the moment. You know what I'm saying? Like when I'm playing that song, like I'm just like I gotta not fuck this up. I gotta really be so locked in. But yeah, I think it's hands down that one. There's a couple others that are pretty hard. I have to think about it though, because like second place is like the gap between second and 2 is probably 1/18 of the gap of between 1 and 2.
Insane.
Yeah, I don't know. Sixth Sense was pretty hard. Yeah, Sixth Sense off our new record is pretty damn hard too, just because of the end. We were doing that live for a bit though. That was awesome. Bed Bath and Batman Beyond, because much like the short song, but there's a part in there that's as hard as anything ever, where it's a guitar solo, but it's underneath the chords that I'm still playing at the same time on guitar. And we've done it live on one tour, and I was like, this is like I can't be doing this to myself. Like, thank God this song is 50 seconds long, because if that happened again, my wrist would fall off. But
you're like, the second time around,
you need wrist surgery before you're 30.
Good, yeah, come on.
I don't know. It's not Hey 5-6, because Hey 5-6, I'm thinking of like a full performance of you guys. But there's a performance where I watched where I'm not sure if something happened where it could only be because there was a pad issue, but you're playing a solo acoustic show in Europe.
Yeah.
And you're just in a stool ripping on the guitar.
Yes.
But it's like, okay, we'll play this one next. And it's like, it's as a fellow guitar, like it's stupid as a guitarist, just watching you rip on that and also singing it and also just thinking of the the general dynamics of the song and making sure the song still hits. Like, it's stupid the way you're bouncing around on that one guitar. Like, I don't understand it. Basically, I really
like,
help me,
it's
be you.
Science. It's fake you're doing. Yeah. What was the first alternate tuning you dove into? I need to know the pervert origin stories here.
Yeah. I got you. So it's interesting. I got into some when I was very young, like 13, 14, because I was making them on my own because of like Nick Drake and because of like Johnny Razinick from Goo Goo Dolls. You know, like I've was like I want to learn how to play a couple of these tracks, and they'd be in these crazy tunings.
The Goo Goo Dolls are in weird shit tunings. You don't think?
Yeah, like there's like BB DDDD, and there's like some other crazy ones like Slide isn't something crazy, I think. But I was trying to learn something, and they were all like, actually, so there used to be this TV show that aired. I can't remember what channel it was on, but I remember we got the new box, I found out there was like this show called Daryl's House, which is Daryl Hall from Hall and Oates, and he would have musicians.
It's just like him hanging out where they jam
Yeah.
and shit. And you just kind of
Patrick Stump was on it. Patrick Stump was on it. That's how I know about it.
Yeah, it's a really cool one. And so Johnny Reznick was on one, and they were talking. They had like this guitar tech and stuff, and they're like, "Yeah, so like, what's the thing?" And they're like, "Yeah, I got 100 guitars at the same time because he made up all these different tunings." And I was probably like 12 watching that, and it expanded something in my mind. I was like, "I'm gonna try something," and so I just like tried all these fucked up ones. But then I got to this point where I was like, "Okay, I made 5 seconds of something cool in this tuning, but like I had all these things, and I was like, okay, this is not clearly not working." When I dove back into it, we had a couple songs in our old band where I tuned it to one of my made up ones. It was like D, G, D, F sharp, D, D, I think. It was like very weird open tuning. With like the ostrich tuning on top, like two of the same note. It was crazy. But when I started really getting to the Obsessives, their first, second EP is like all in open D. And I really love that. I started playing around with that a lot. I found out that dropping a half step felt a lot better for my voice going to C sharp. So that's actually my main tuning now. All of Feeling Not Found is in that. All of Gami Gang is in that. All of Brightest Days is in that.
Doing C sharp?
Open C sharp. Open.
So that's
C sharp, G sharp, C sharp, F, G sharp, C sharp. And I think 6 out of 10 songs in Summer City are on that tuning as well, or all in Summer City are in that tuning. The other 4 are in what some people call emo standard, which is D, A, E, A, C sharp, E, which is used by many bands, but to me the most notable is Algernon Cadwallader. And so a similar thing with that, like I dropped it a half step just to work better with my open D tunings when I was using one guitar, and all the songs on that record that are in that tuning are capo 2. So it's actually like D sharp.
Up a full step,
it's insane. It's like a weird vibe. But I never I hated tuning with that had sharps because I always had the C sharp one in my head, and I'm like, this it's gotta be close, right? But yeah, so those 2 are like the main like adult tunings that I use. There's a couple older records where like EPs where I had a song or 2 in like FAC, GCE, American Football type tuning. There's one song that's open C sharp, but I dropped the A string down so that it makes like a suspended chord instead of like the big chord. But mostly these days I'm at open D. I kind of realized that this is powerful for me to do like my emo and also like big open chords, but I have to figure out how to learn this as if it was standard to make the music that I want. So I dove into that, and then probably about the time our second LP, Gami Gang, was like coming around, I was a lot more comfortable with different like non-emo chord shapes, like a lot more jazz stuff, a lot more like even rock chords, just because I've learned it in a way. But that tuning has really opened things up for me, where I get the power chord and I can do all these cool layers on my like post effect stuff, and then I get the open strings where I can do very easy like panic chords and very easy leads. And I'm like, honestly, it's really good for like making crazy ass like OG metalcore stuff too. Like
it opens it up too. It's funny you mentioned Gami Gang, because Gami Gang is the record where it goes from like Summer City is its own thing, but then Gami Gang, like I've heard described as like it's borderline metalcore riffs, this and that, with like Motion City lyrics at time and vocal delivery at time. We're just like, there's points like musically where like when Gami Gang, like I think of like Mobius Chicken Strip or something like that, where it kicks in. It's just like, oh, we turn in like heaviness wise, the band has kicked things up about 10 levels from Somewhere City to like, we're just gonna kind of be a fuck you up in the pit band. Was that like a conscious decision?
I don't think it was conscious. I think it's just like where my vibe was going musically. Like honestly, a lot of the early bones of Gami Gang songs, some of them, and the early bones of Somewhere City songs kind of existed in the same collection of demos and stuff. And I kind of felt like there was a lot that felt like Summer City. And I pushed all that stuff into what became that record. And I worked on the other songs later. I came to those other songs and it was like, okay, it just because of where it all gravitated together, there were these harder moments. There were these like those songs I think are a little bit more desperate too. The songs have a much wider range of emotion, whereas Summer City feels like very like 1 or 2 parts of the same narrative, which is I think very important to the record. But yeah, it just I think with the topics that are on Gami Gang too, and just like the mindset of it's all just supposed to be eclectic and kind of feel like random pages out of a diary kind of just thrown together. And so I think that the music and the meanings of songs kind of tied together where it is just very eclectic, and we'll jump into this. And it's most of the first 3 songs on the record are probably faster than any song on Summer City except for Six Flags. You know, it's very fast. Like No Offense is like 200 beats per minute. Mobius is at like 210 or something, maybe 190.
Speaking
but
of
it's breakneck, you know.
Speaking of No Offense, I have an important question for you here. So No Offense, I believe it centers around a Mormon missionary shows up at your door, basically.
Yeah, that's the idea.
So there's three types of people that really show up on your doorsteps. There's Mormon missionaries, there's Jehovah's, and there's the guys that come knocking to sell you the chocolate bars for their football team. Even though you know they're 26, they probably haven't played on a football team in a while.
What about the security guys? They come on. They're always at my door selling me a security system.
I get the solar panel guys.
Yes.
Solar panel guy is the third guy. So there's religious guy, there's chocolate bar guy, there's solar panel guy. Fuck, Marry, kill.
Okay.
Wait, did you say a religious guy?
The religious guy, so the Mormon / Jehovah, the guy that's raising money for his high school football team, even though he's clearly like 38, and then the solar panel guy. Those are the three guys. Fake charity guy.
I'm glad that you're clarifying that the person selling the candy is older than 18, because I'm thinking, no,
thank you.
That's like a child.
No, they're clearly they happen.
Yeah, they do not
they're
belong
adults.
in discussion.
Okay. No kids. Shout out to the kids delivering the candies. You guys are the real ones. I'm talking about the 22-year-olds faking that shit.
I met a good friend of mine because he was selling candy for Boy Scouts.
Oh,
shout out to the Boy Scouts.
Yeah,
Boy Scouts.
Not really, but okay. So I think you have to marry the solar panel guy. That dude's kind of dope. I feel like
the income is up or down. The financial situation is up or down with the.
But it ain't about the money. It's about the morals for me.
It's about the love, yeah.
It's like, because this dude, you know, like okay, my solar panel guy would come and just be like, listen, and it's like, you own this house? And I'm like, hell no, dude. Do I look like I own this house? Like,
I read that shit, bro. I got the shirt at Goodwill.
Like, what are you talking about? But suddenly he's like, oh, my bad, walks away. You know, he's not trying to press it on me. That's a marryable fool. These next two are honestly,
a marryable fool.
Maybe you F the 26-year-old.
The adult.
The adult. Just because there's no way to do this in a good way. But yeah, let's do that. Just because, just get it over with. And let's say it doesn't really feel good killing someone off of religious beliefs, but that's the only one that's left, isn't there?
I mean, yeah.
Those are tied, honestly. Like, I honestly, both of them was because like it also doesn't really feel good to be like, yeah, I'm gonna fuck this person who believes that if they do it, they're going to eternal damnation. You know what I'm saying? Like,
none of it feels good.
And also, that's not good. You know,
there's nothing that feels good about this question.
My first one is good. I'm not gonna elaborate on all. Fuck it. Yeah. Awesome question, by the way.
You just hit him with
the biggest moral dilemma of Ryland's life right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for hitting you with that one. That was a tough FMK.
Totally fine.
No, I don't feel good about it.
I know. Well, we could get to more existential things and talk about your influence, Ryland. So we have interviewed many bands in our infancy of being a podcast, and a lot of them point to Origami Angel as their influence. Like, your music, like, what is that? Because you mentioned you're like, by the time Feeling Not Found came out, you're halfway, in your career already. It's like, what is that?
Yeah.
How does that feel to you? What do you like? What do you feel like? Do you feel like responsible? Do you feel like you're becoming an elder statesman in the scene now? And what is that?
Yeah.
What is that feeling? That's gotta be insane. Like, to have that responsibility mounted upon you.
Yeah, I think, most people in the scene are chill, and I think at a certain point it's like we all have to see each other as humans, but it's a crazy thing I never really expected to see, that there are people who had any influence. I didn't really expect to get out the VFW hall, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I guess, like, it's interesting, like, if we just talk about, like, the combat people for a bit, like, it's like a new generation, and there's 100 of bands of like them, some that fuck with us, some that don't, but like, so many bands like that, say the ones that do, or if it's them who look up to us, it's like, honestly, to me, I had this moment at one point where I was just like, really, like, why am I still doing this? Like, like, am I like, and I had this thing, I was like, for the first time, I feel like I would really get down on myself. I'm very, like, self-critical, and I think that's like something that most people who write feel a lot. It's just like, so you have to be your own biggest critic. But
makes sense.
at this moment where, like, for the first time, I was like, but what would Holden think about that? You know what I'm saying? Like, what would anybody else think of? What would someone who started a band because of us, even though it's unfathomable to me, what would they think if that happened? Like, would they probably pissed? You know what I'm saying? Imagine the person never got to see us, you know? And then it was just like, I was like, what am I talking about? I love this. I fucking want to do this forever. And it's just like, it's interesting. I think there's people who might be influenced, but at the end of the day, like, they're like the fact that we could do that means probably more to me than it does to them. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's really cool. And I just I never thought I'd get here, and it's just I'm blown away by any person I see that's had any sort of that's taken a like to our band and wanted to pick up a guitar. That's the coolest thing ever. You know, that to me, that's the coolest shit. It's like, I feel honored to be part of someone's musical journey in any way.
You'd be probably, I mean, you know, you'd be so surprised the amount, like Amanda said, the amount of bands that bring you up. Like, right before we hopped on with you, we were just finishing with Dear Cincinnati, and like last week when we scheduled our interview with you, I told them, I was like, hey, we're gonna have to start a little early. We got, we're gonna do a Gami interview, and it was, their response was like, that's our favorite band. You know what I mean?
So
like,
cool.
it's very much like it'd be like, it's this weird thing where it's like, to you, it's probably, oh, we're all in a band, we're all peers and this, that, but there's so many of these bands that are like maybe younger than you guys, where it's like, that's our favorite band. That's our band that got, like, the guy, like, we interviewed them right before you. He basically said, quote unquote, like, that is the band that got me into emo, this and that, like this is, like I said, even before I listened to you guys, this was a name I saw so often that then when I finally dove in, I understood. But it's like, for these kids that, you think of it as peers, this and that, but like a Holden's age, Holden's 22, 23 right now. Like, these kids, 17 to 24, they grew up a Gami gang, you know what I mean? Is there some part of, some part of you that's kind of like, realizes you're this elder statesman, but in the same sense, you're not really, because you're also barely 30 years old and fucking on your you're fucking 27 years old. Jesus Christ. Exactly. You became the elder statesman in the scene, and it's like, brother, I'm just hitting my fucking prime. Like, give me a break.
No,
only 2 years ago I could rent a car.
That's what I'm saying. No, because all these people tweet now. I think there's been a very big youth movement in the scene and recently, which is awesome. I love it. But
until you become unk.
Oh, I don't want Ryland to become old. Holden tweet that. I don't want Ryland to turn 30. I'm like, bro. And then people will be like, oh, you're this, and I'm like, first of all, I'm not. I'm big bro. I'm not cooked. I'm not chopped. I'm the big bro right now, which is fine. That's a role I've had for a while. I'm a big brother. I'm 12 years older than my younger brother. You know what I'm saying? Like,
big bro.
I'm big bro. That feels awesome. That's kind of my vibe. But I'm like, listen, I just got to the part where it's getting kind of good. What do you mean? Like, I'm old now? You know what I'm saying? Like,
please don't make me chopped and cooked.
Yeah, like,
tell them life isn't over at 30. I promise you.
I wouldn't know, because that's what I'm trying to say. I'm like, we're not. Yeah, I know time has passed, but in the cosmic, blink of the universe, like, it hasn't.
Nothing.
The eyelashes haven't even touched together yet. So, like, I'm, believe it or not, same person I was when I was 21. I'm just older. I have more cells. But like, it's the same. It's just a human being. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not. LeBron won an MVP at 27. Michael Jordan won an MVP at 27. You know what I'm saying? Like, I this might be my year. I might be in my bag, bro.
You're at 27. Like you said, this is the year. The 27 club for musicians is one thing, but like you said,
that's a different thing.
Jordan. I think Kobe putting up that 81 points against the Raptors. Yeah, this is your moment. This is your moment.
This could be. It could be, but it also could just be another year in my life, and I get one day older every day, and that's fine. And so will everybody else. It's fine. I'm not cooked yet. I promise you.
But
yes,
we're not chopped. We're not cooked.
I do think it's funny. Just being thrown into those elder statesmen and like or whatever, like, bands who've been around, and then through like a couple of other ones, and I'm like, well, I know that person, and they're 8 years older than me. That person's more
those
like
are middle-aged men, like,
which is, and again, those are my guys. I'm fine with that. But I'm like, these dudes that you're talking about, these people I'm further away from them than Holden is to me, so I call me old.
You're like, what are you talking about?
I was the youngest person on every tour I went on in my life until 2 years ago. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
the unk transition hit hard.
Maybe, man. I don't know.
So we're on the counterintuitive The counterintuitive comp that's coming out here. Let me just say. So we got songs from you guys. I think we got Noah So that just came out. We got Combat. We got Riley.
Yep.
Counterintuitive. This comp right here reminds me of like Punkoramas of like the Epitaph records of the 2000s.
There you go.
And Counterintuitive just in general. I mean, like Riley's a band we've had on the show, is one of my favorite fucking bands. Combat, obviously, you guys.
Goats.
What the fuck is it about Counterintuitive? Yeah. To where, like, even right now, like this comp, this feels like a generational comp. This feels like a generational label. The roster. What's the deal here? Give us some insight.
I think Jake has just got a great ear. I think he is someone that knows how to find something that's going to be endearing. He catch on with people. He's done it many different sounds, many different bands. It's a great track record. And on top of that, I think that he is someone that proves very early on that he wants to do what's best for the artists. And a lot of this punk underground community has come together and realized that. And speaks for yourself. The people that want to come back and work with him, people that are just signing on, that have wanted to be on that label for a while. You know, like I think he's done just such a great job with what is the ethos of Counterintuitive, what is the branding. I just think he's crushed it in every stage, and he's doing it just about as good as you could do it at the operation, you know, at the level that he's doing it.
I'm going to assume, you know, at some point in the last 5 years, you guys have had major labels or other major independent labels or the like approach you and this and that, and you guys keep coming back to Counterintuitive. I mean, that says a lot.
I won't speak on the deal structure or anything like that, or what.
I won't speak on the money.
There,
yeah,
of course.
A lot of jet skis offered to us.
Not a jet ski, but yeah. I mean, we knew we were gonna do Feeling Not Found with Jake for a while, so it was just like that was the plan. Yeah, I mean, he just got a great way of working with people. He got a great way to pitch people, and I think he is so good at growing bands and keeping them and showing them what it could be like, you know, for a lot of these young and up and comers. Yeah, nothing more I could really add to that other than he's just a fucking great human, great businessman. He does what's right by him, but also by other people, and that's rare that you can find that.
Yeah, that is.
I think the track record of the label's releases really speaks for itself. You know what I mean? Like it's quality across the board. It doesn't feel like there's anything trendy or this or that. It's just like these are the best bands making the best songs right now. Yeah, exactly. Like there's no denying the greatness of the records.
Yeah. And he's good at finding music that can really speak to different groups of people. And I think that's another thing where it's just like not getting in the way of what an artist is trying to reach and amplifying it just in the best way that he can. And he's done such a good job of it over the years.
Before we wrap up, let's talk about like the upcoming Origami Angel here, because if I'm not mistaken, this last year was maybe the most quote unquote dormant year for you guys in terms of releasing new music.
Yeah, I mean, 2020 was more dormant because all that came out that year was just like little remix.
2020, yeah,
that shit don't count. But yes, I guess since 2017, this is probably our most dormant year, if you want to say that. Yeah, we put out the one song, Back to Life. Stoked on that song a lot. But yeah, you are right. It's more dormant. There's nothing concrete, but I think people can expect us, you know, make music. You know, I love doing that. I do it all the time. I do it when I'm not making Gami music. I'm making other music with other people. You know, like something in my brain can't stop working. Yeah. I think I have a vision. That's kind of where I am right now, and it's a fun place to be in where you really feel like you have something.
We got something cooking up for next year.
I don't know. Things take time these days, you know. Like
that's right.
Something I've really. I mean, listen, we spent so long working on Feeling I Found that we did the Brightest Days instead, like when we were in the middle of it, where we're just like, okay, I can't figure this out. Like I've been writing these songs forever. Let's am now in a phase of my life.
Else, yeah.
You know, I'm in a phase of my life where I would rather 10 months on one song than write 10 songs in 1 month. And I would rather make sure that what I feel is like serving every song to the X level, you know, to infinity. You know, I'm always working on stuff. There's always stuff that's in the back pocket, but I'm really just trying to take my time with like vision, sonic vision, a artistic vision, just really like go the whole 9 yards in a way that we maybe didn't give ourselves the time to before. I'm still,
Yeah.
I'm 100% happy with every piece of music that we've ever released. All of
Yeah.
it to me feels like exactly where we were at that moment. But in this moment where I am just as a writer, it's like, okay, I want to pump the brakes and kind of feel where I am. And
Yeah.
I have the songs, I got the outlines, but
Yeah, I got my head.
I would rather do the record over 10 times to get it the way that I want to than
Yeah.
put out music in 26 just for the vibes. Maybe there'll be music out in 26. I can't speak to that, but
Yeah.
it'd be nice to get something out. There's probably gonna be other stuff happening in 26, but yeah,
Yeah. As
I
the
don't know.
legendary Zane Lowe once said, chew your food.
Chew
When
your
it comes
food.
to making,
No,
chew your
Then
food
Lowe
when it
said
comes to
that?
making, in a follow-up wave in a follow-up wave episode.
Oh yeah,
I have it memorized
I
since I've watched it so much.
that's
But
awesome.
it's true because they talked about how long they took to make their latest record. Along the same vein of what Ryland's saying, it's like take care with each song and give it its proper due. Don't just make a record to make a record, right? Actually put
Yeah,
love and care into it. Yeah. So chew your food like a chef. Yeah.
yeah, that's where I am now. Just want to take
Yeah.
the time because I can.
Yeah. And you guys are still doing shows. I mean, you have, let's say, I know you guys are doing performance with Taking Back Sunday for their
Yeah, our
little
legacy
Yeah.
Christmas.
shows, TBS.
Yeah, that's gonna be a lot of
Sick.
fun. And then I know
And
you're doing
next year we're with who? The
state
state
champs.
champions?
State champs. Yeah,
Yeah.
one
So
show,
you've
but yeah,
one show, yeah. So yeah, in LA. So not the show I could go to, but that's
We're
fine.
playing the
fuck.
one near me, or are we playing in
Yes.
LA? Everyone in our
turn?
group loves state champs. So you're playing the Wilton what day?
February 6th.
Oh, fuck you. I'll be there. I'll go.
Let's go.
I'll
Hell yeah.
fucking go. Yeah. I'll go to the Wilton on February 6th. Let's go. I mean,
do it.
you guys played here this last week with, what was the one you played on Saturday? That was with
Story So Far, Neck Deep.
Story So Far and Neck
us,
Deep, right? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Pain of
That's a good-
Truth
yeah.
as well.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome
I
show.
think because I'm so
That's an
deeply
awesome
ingrained
show.
in the emo world, to me, it's like, how is Origami Angel the opener on these shows and this and that? Like, I'm just like,
because Story So
I
Far is
forget-
like the biggest fucking
I
band in the
forget
world.
that. I
Yeah,
forget
yeah,
how.
that-
Yeah, I
right,
know.
yeah.
I live in such a bubble. I don't realize how big the Story So Far, to the point that Neck Deep is the opener as well. Because like,
That's
Yeah, I mean,
crazy.
both
I'm
of those bands
yeah.
are massive, massive,
Oh
massive
yeah, they are.
bands.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No, definitely. What would you say right now are the biggest bands in emo pop punk in general? This world,
Like size wise,
size wise, and more so less
Influence?
size and influence wise in general, like a
sure,
nice
sure.
combination.
I mean, you can't
Importance.
like you have to look at what like Hot Mulligan is doing. Like they're
Yeah.
just dominating the space like in every way. They're putting out
Mhm.
consistent music. People love it. They're putting out music almost like every other year. They're putting out good tracks.
Yep.
They're playing shows
Good
and
records.
they're selling out every fucking show they play, right? Like
Yeah.
that band is doing it in a massive way that not a lot of people can do. You got to put respect on Mom Jeans. They've just done it for so long.
Yep.
They
Yeah.
haven't toured in a while, but
100%.
like when they do, it's like same vibe where it's like they can just
Oh yeah.
do whatever and people come and flock to it. They have a lot of influence. We're talking about like the culture thing earlier. It's like
Mhm.
but yeah, those two, I mean, for like the crop of like last 10 years bands, like those two for sure stand out as like two of the biggest in the space. If it's truly like emo, I mean, Story So Far, if we're talking like pop punk, like that, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
they are truly like on a different level. I feel like Neck Deep is right there with them. It's just like, so them together is massive, massive, massive bands.
Agreed.
When you just get to see like the interaction every night, it's like those bands really mean a lot to a lot of people across this
sick,
country.
yeah.
It's pretty beautiful to see. If we're talking just like the rock space, obviously it's like no one will probably ever be bigger than Turnstile. Like that seems to
Yeah.
be our generation's Led Zeppelin. But like,
Yeah.
if
They're doing pretty well. Yeah.
the emo and pop punk space, if you just talk about influence and just like the true size of it, those 2/3/4, if you put
I'd say that.
like Story and Neck Deep in there as well, we're talking like the true emo shit, like of influence. It's like what really has influenced most people. That's a hard one for me. It's just like I feel like emo's in a really interesting space now where there's like more people that are in this like livable wage of
Yeah.
bands where it's like okay, like this, and all these micro niches are popping up where it's like a band will have like 100K monthlies and it's their life and they pop out on these tours and everyone comes to it. Like
Yeah.
a band where it's like Pool Kids is a great example of that, right? Like where it's just like
Mhm.
people are showing up to it, they make massive music, they sound massive, and it influenced like all the bands like that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
all the people that are into music like that. Ben Quad is one where it's like, like everyone that's in these bands and in this emo sphere they're so relevant to that sphere, and they make great music. They play amazing too. It's like you can't, yeah, yeah. I mean, there's I could talk about 80,000 bands. And size is so subjective, but
it's all We're just talking to Dear Cincinnati about it, where it's like in our sphere, like in the emo sphere, like a band feels big. But if you take like 2 steps back, like you go to the Costco, you ask 100 people if they know who the fuck Ben Quad is or Origami Angel, or even if you ask them who Paramore is, 80% are going to be like, I have no idea. Like I know
not at a Costco.
I know the Benson Boone. I know the the Miley. Like
I know Sabrina.
None of our world is that. Yeah, it's not
Harrison
that.
Gordon is popping off right now too. That's a band that has like a lot of motion, and it's like you see. Like I see videos of that band from like playing Riot, and it's like, wow, like they're really catching something. It's awesome for them.
We're big on the Harrison Gordon train, as well. Harry, if you're watching this, buddy, I'm waiting for you to respond to my DM. We need you to come on. We got you, buddy.
Rob's always DMing.
Yeah, I'm sliding in the DMs. Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of Dear Cincinnati, I would be remiss if I do not ask this, because Dave, the lead singer, wanted me to specifically ask you this about Pokemon.
Sure. Pokemon talk.
Yes, he wants to know, from each generation up to Gen 5, which starter would you pick from each gen?
I'll go all 9 for you.
There we go. Go ahead.
There we go.
I've already thought about this.
I know.
For me, it's Bulbasaur in Gen 1. It's Cyndaquil in Gen 2. It is Gen 3 Gen 3 and Gen 4 are kind of the hardest ones to pick, but I'm gonna go Torchic in Gen 3. It's kind of like my go-to.
Blaziken is awesome, yeah.
Yeah, Chimchar in Gen 4.
Okay.
Gen 5 is hard to pick for a different reason. I like them all, but I don't love one of them, if that makes sense.
That makes sense.
And all their stages I feel different about. I really like the second stage of Oshawott. I love the first stage of Snivy. I love the last stage of Emboar or whatever. But I'll go Snivy because I like Snivy.
Yeah.
At Gen 6, I like Fennekin. I feel like a lot of people hate on it, but I like it. Love Rowlet in Gen 7. Gen 8 is probably Scorbunny. Scorbunny's like a cool ass dude. And Gen 9, great. I got Sprigatito in Gen 9. Sprigatito is just like I love it. It's cinema to me. It's cinema. Cat, grass type, awesome. Yeah, fucking awesome.
Cute little grass type. Yeah,
it's up.
That is fantastic. He'll be so happy to hear that. Someone else had asked in XD Gale of Darkness, would you do Espeon or Umbreon? Umbreon, and I have an answer for that, but I was curious what your answer would be.
Yeah, I mean, so if you're going full, just to like, if I'm remembering correctly, you can actually pick any evolution in XD Gale of Darkness.
I think so, but this person specifically asked between the two of them.
Because I would pick neither.
Yes.
See, depending on the encounters, I have to really think about it. I am a big I fuck with using Umbreon, like with the toxic, especially it's all double battles, so like that is probably consistent in that game, which is like a step above difficulty level than most Pokemon games, most mainline games. Just because I think it's very viable in that game as well. Because you can't go wrong with Espeon. Just total damage output is crazy. But if I could, if it is, I think it's right next to you. You could use any of them. I think I'd go Jolteon just off pure speed, pure damage. Thunder Wave is OP, especially back then in double battles. Is fucking busted. You can get a Thunder Wave off on anything. Yeah. Like that's pretty dope.
No, you'll make Dave very happy. Jolteon, I think, was his number one when he picked his line. His team in general.
Yeah. But I like in Coliseum when you get both Umbreon and Espeon. It's like awesome. Like it's a really, really cool vibe.
That is a really cool vibe. I like Umbreon. For me, dark is always Pokemons I gravitate towards. So
they're cool. They're very cool.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I would agree.
And
with
Umbreon like plays great as a dark Pokemon. Like it plays into the role a lot better than a lot of other ones do, especially pre-physical special split.
Oh yeah, 100%. I would agree with that. Rob, what are your take on it?
Super nerdy.
No, you're fine.
I have no idea what the fuck you guys are talking about at all. Yeah, I have no idea.
I have
no idea.
That's fine.
This is the most Pokemon-like oriented day in general. Yeah. No, last week the Dear Cincinnati guys, because I told them, I was like, we scheduled our interview here with you, and I was like, hey, we're going to push up about 15 minutes. He's like, oh, Origami Angel is one of our favorite bands. And he tweeted out something where he's like, we'll both pull packs, this or that. And I was like, brother, I'm so old. tweeted about pulling packs, I thought you meant like Marlboro shit or something like
Yeah,
that. Like I
no.
thought you guys were ripping cigs. No, I don't
We're
know.
talking about what's this shit called? I can't remember the name in the most recent line of the packs, but yeah, we're talking about some crazy shit. Astral Barrage or whatever the hell it's called. Astral some shit.
It's the individual like card
No,
packs.
like,
Yeah,
fuck.
that's
Never
what.
felt so chopped and or cooked.
Someone asked.
Yeah.
Someone asked if we could ask if you fuck with One Piece, and Rob did not know what One Piece was either. He thought it was about Kentucky Fried Chicken, and like.
I thought it was like a One Piece, like you go the 3-piece, the 5-piece. I didn't know.
One Piece is not something that young kids are into. Like One Piece has like been around for some time, like
long time. Yeah.
This is just being tapped out. This is not being old. This is just. It's not about.
I mean,
elders.
It is on Netflix now. It is live on Netflix.
This is one of the most culturally consumed pieces of animated content.
The longest manga. Like,
yeah.
No.
But to answer your question, I don't really fuck with One Piece like that, just because of how monstrous it is. I don't know where to.
Yeah.
It's too big.
Yeah,
I wish I was in. I wish I was in 5 or 10 years ago. But I can't be in right now. I gotta do stuff. I got tour. I just played 106 shows this year.
Yeah, you need
songs to write. I'm literally the lead guitarist and bass player and vocalist in my fucking band.
Yeah, like, I don't have time for Monkey D. Laufey. I don't have time.
I don't have One Piece time. As sick as One Piece is.
It's a huge manga and anime as well, like on.
No, when I messaged Amanda about it, I was like, yeah, we're getting a lot of questions. Like the Gami gang fans are really into Oriental illustrations or something, and she was like, I don't know, she was like, is it manga? Is it? I was like, I don't know the differences. I'm like a 70-year-old man in 1960, brother. Like, I wasn't aware of these things, and she's like, oh no, I got it from here. Okay, I got it. So I'm learning.
Yes.
Excellent work.
Last I got is Red and Blue. Last I got was Pokemon Red. Well, no, wait. Is it Gold and Silver after that? I remember 2000, the Christmas 2000. My brother got that, and I got the Mark, Tom, and Travis show on the CD with all the jokes on it.
Nice.
So that's the year I went away from video games to like PP jokes and stuff. So yeah, it all lines in here. Yeah, it all lines in.
And I didn't even play Pokemon until I met my husband. He is a massive Pokemon fan. We have sold some of his. He has quite the collection. He has had some of his cards graded. We have sold some for quite a bit of money, which is very nice.
You guys have sold Pokemon cards for money?
Oh yeah, a couple $100. Yeah.
Holy shit!
Yeah, it's part of our retirement fund.
That's awesome.
Those Pokemon
Beautiful.
cards. Yeah. So, but then I became a big fan. Wait, Ryland, are you still there?
Can you hear me? Damn,
Welcome back.
Sorry about that, guys.
No, you're good. Welcome back. We were doing gossip hour while you were
We're like, what happened? Is it the Pokemon talk? I will stop talking about Pokemon.
You scared him away, bro.
I did not.
No, that's my bad. I was trying to answer a text of one of the guys I'm with right now. My fault.
You're good.
No, you're good. Yeah, but no, well, I think we were about ready to wrap up anyway, but
cool.
Yeah, so you're all good. Yeah, Ryland, it has been wonderful having you on the pod today. Honestly, I hope everyone who's listening who is about our age, who has not checked out Origami Angel, will check you guys out.
If anyone's listening to this deep and they haven't listened to Origami, I call bullshit. Everybody that listens to our podcast has heard of Origami Angel because we have waxed poetic about this band so fucking hard.
That's awesome.
And every band that has come on, like you guys. Sorry to cut you off, Amanda. My first major interaction with Holden was right before we filmed our interview. I tweeted because I just discovered you guys a bit ago, and I tweeted about how I was like, Origami Angel has to be the best 4th wave emo band, and he jumped in and was like 5th wave emo.
Damn,
and I was
got pwned.
I
did. I did. He got me hard. Holden was right. He went to high school during the pandemic. He spent a lot of time on Discogs.
That's true. But
like, it was like, oh shit. Like, yeah, there was a lot of influence here with this band. So like,
I'm glad the 5th wave is claiming us now. That's cool.
Yeah, no, yeah.
The moment, I think we're 5th. I mean, at the beginning, everyone was like, I remember, not throwing shade at anybody who was very instrumental in this new 5th wave of emo or whatever, but I was noticing a certain name wasn't being talked about that much, and I was like, what the hell are we,
Yeah.
Like 4th and a half? There's
no wait, we're chopped liver over here, huh?
The waves are just time periods, really. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so I was like, we're making music right now. But so I think it's cool that we're finally being represented in the fifth wave. Not that it means anything other than just a time period, but
Yeah.
I'm glad that you think it's one of the cool ones. There's a lot of really good stuff out there in the fifth wave. I love it.
Yeah.
Personally, I think it is the best of the best.
Yeah.
I like I've said, like this last year, I discovered Somewhere City and Gami Gang and the rest of the records in about, like, I want to say April or March or so, very late to the game. And it was very much like,
yeah,
I don't know if this show is in the direction we are now, where we're dealing with mainly DIY emo bands. And like, I don't know
but
if
it
it's in
kind
this
of ended up
direction we're
that
in
way.
now
Yeah.
without you guys. So
Yeah.
Damn, that's awesome.
Thank you for
Yes,
the
thank you
music
so
you
much.
make. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, Somewhere City got a 7.9 from Pitchfork. Is that right?
7.0.
7.0 in the world. An emo band getting a 7 from Pitchfork. You
Pitchfork
basically
is-
got a fucking 11, bro.
Yeah, that's
Hey,
still
Gami Gang
pretty
got
good.
a 7 too.
Hey, there we go.
You got a 7.2 from Pitchfork. Like,
7.2.
these are basically 15s across the board.
And then they forgot that we ever made music after that. So
yeah, they drop off. They're like,
hey,
yeah,
it's okay. I'll take no review over the 6. I'm
Yes.
good.
100%.
I'll call my friends over at Vanity Fair, whoever the fuck owns Pitchfork now, and I'll talk to some people for you.
Hell yeah,
you,
thanks,
buddy.
man.
I got you.
There you go.
Don't worry.
It's okay. I need an 8 and I can wrap it up because I'll have something to talk to about.
We'll get you an 8.3. If Saweetie can get an 8.3, you can get an 8.3. Okay?
I would agree with that. Yes.
I believe in you.
It's okay. I don't need it.
But
Like, I don't need Pitchfork's validation.
I want it though.
Yes.
I'll lord it over people if I get it, but like, it's not necessary.
Yeah, it's all right. I'll be fine. The sun's gonna rise tomorrow, but
It's true.
still want some stuff. You know,
Let me swing that dick. Yeah, okay.
I got some hunger left in me.
You're not cooked yet, even if you're only 27.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
But Ryland, thank you so much. We really appreciate you joining us. This has been a blast. And yeah, hope to have you back on whenever Gami is doing something new.
A new Gami record in 2026.
Yeah.
We'd love to have you on during that media cycle here as well, okay?
Yeah.
We're your new David Letterman.
Yes.
Let's do it. I love it.
I got you.
Rob,
Appreciate
Amanda,
you, brother.
thank you so much for having
You're
me on. It's been a
welcome.
blast.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us, Ryland. This was a absolute fucking treat for us.
It was.
Hell yeah.
Hey man, it's your boy Petty Hendrix, man. You tuned in to Emo Kid Anonymous. Check it out, you did.